Today, we're going to discuss minor scales. First, let's review a couple terms with relation to minor keys. The minor key with the same key signature as a major key is called the relative minor. The relative minor has a different tonic and creates a different scale from tonic to tonic, but contains the same notes. A major and minor key with the same tonic are called parallel keys. Parallel keys always have different key signatures, but the same tonic. Now we can talk about the minor scales. There's three types of minor scales: natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor. We'll talk about each one in more detail. All minor scales must always be diatonic, meaning they use every letter of the alphabet. So let's talk first about the natural minor scale. The natural minor scale uses the same notes as the relative major, but with a different starting note. Today we're going to talk about two ways to write a natural minor scale. The first is to use the scale pattern whole half, whole whole half, whole whole. The second is to use the parallel major. So method one is to use the scale pattern whole half, whole whole half, whole whole. Let's do an example. We're going to write a B natural minor scale. So step one is to find the first note on the piano, that's B. There it is on the piano. The next step is to follow the scale pattern. So first we start with a whole step up from B, which is C sharp. Let's write that on the staff. Done with that. Next we'll write a half step up from C sharp, that's D. That goes on the staff. Done. A whole step up from D is E. That goes on the staff. Done. Now a whole step up from E is F sharp. That goes on the staff. Done. Now a half step up from F sharp is G. That goes on the staff. Done. Now a whole step from G is A. That goes on the staff. Done. And one more whole step to B. That goes on the staff. And now we have a B natural minor scale. Before we talk about the second method, we first need to compare parallel scales. So we're going to compare D major and D minor. Scale degree 1 in both scales is D, so they're the same. Scale degree 2 in both scales is E, so they're the same. Scale degree 3 is F sharp in the major scale and F in the minor scale. So the minor scale is one half step lower than the major scale. Scale degree 4 is G in both scales, so they're the same. Scale degree 5 is A in both scales, so they're the same. Scale degree 6 is B in the major scale and B flat in the minor scale. So the minor scale is one half step lower than the major scale. Scale degree 7 is C sharp in the major scale and C in the minor scale. So again, the minor scale is one half step lower than the major scale. To summarize, scale degrees 3, 6, and 7 are one half step lower in the parallel minor scale. Now we'll use the parallel scales to write natural minor scales. So step 1 is to write the parallel major scale, and step 2 is to lower the scale degrees 3, 6, and 7 by one half step. You do that by either adding a flat or removing a sharp. So let's apply this method to the scales we did with method 1. So we'll start with an E natural minor scale. So step 1 is to write the parallel major scale. So we'll follow our whole and half step pattern starting on E. We'll go up a whole step to F sharp, up another whole step to G sharp, up a half step to A, up a whole step to B, up a whole step to C sharp, another whole step to D sharp, and a half step to E. Now we're going to lower scale degrees 3, 6, and 7 by one half step. So let's number the scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And now we'll change the scale degrees by either adding a flat or removing a sharp. So let's start with scale degree 3. That's a G sharp, so we're going to remove the sharp. Next to scale degree 6, that's a C sharp, so we will remove the sharp. Scale degree 7 is D sharp, so we will remove the sharp. Now we're done, and we have an E natural minor scale. Now let's write an F natural minor scale using the parallel major method. So step 1 is to write the parallel major scale. So we're going to follow our whole and half step pattern. We're going to start on F, we'll go up a whole step to G, another whole step to A, half step to B flat, whole step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, and a half step to F. Okay. Now we're going to lower scale degrees 3, 6, and 7 by 1/2 step. So let's count the scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Now we'll lower those scale degrees either by adding a flat or removing a sharp. So we're going to start with scale degree 3. We need to add a flat. Okay. Now we go to scale degree 6. We need to add a flat. And finally, scale degree 7 also needs to add a flat. And now we have an F natural minor scale. Now let's talk about the harmonic minor. In the harmonic minor, scale degree 7 is a half step higher than the natural minor. So to write a harmonic minor scale, you begin with the natural minor and raise scale degree 7 1/2 step. Note that harmonic minor scales, unlike natural minor and major scales, can have both flats and sharps. So let's do an example. We're going to write an A harmonic minor scale. So we're going to begin by writing the natural minor scale, and since we've done several examples of this, we'll kind of go through this quickly. So that's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Next, we're going to find scale degree 7. So we're going to number the scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay. We'll focus on scale degree 7, and we're going to raise that 1/2 step by adding a sharp or a natural. So in this case, we're going to add a sharp. And now we have an A harmonic minor scale. Let's do one more example of harmonic minor. Let's write a C harmonic minor scale. So we're going to begin by writing the natural minor scale, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. Next, we're going to find scale degree 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So focus on scale degree 7. And we're going to raise scale degree 7 1/2 step by adding a sharp or removing a flat and adding a natural. So we're going to remove that flat and we're going to add a natural. And now we have a C harmonic minor scale. Now let's talk about the final minor scale, the melodic minor. The melodic minor is different ascending and descending. So in the ascending melodic minor, scale degrees 6 and 7 are a half step higher than the natural minor. The descending melodic minor is the same as the natural minor. To write an ascending melodic minor scale, you simply write the natural minor, then raise scale degrees 6 and 7 by 1/2 step. Just like the harmonic minor, melodic minor scales can have both flats and sharps. Let's do one example. We're going to write a G melodic minor scale. So first we're going to begin with the natural minor, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G. Second, we're going to find scale degrees 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And we're going to raise both scale degrees 6 and 7 by 1/2 step by adding a sharp or a natural. So let's start with scale degree 6. we're going to erase the flat and add a natural sign. Next, let's look at scale degree 7. Here we're going to add a sharp. And now we have a G melodic minor scale. You may be wondering, why the different scales? Well, here's the reason. Raising scale degree 7, which creates the harmonic minor scale, allows for a better pull in harmony. So here's a progression with the natural minor. There's not a strong pull between the last two chords. Now here is the same progression with the harmonic minor. You'll notice the pull between the last two chords is much stronger, which is why they use the harmonic minor. The melodic minor is used to get rid of the awkward sounding melodic interval that happens between scale degrees 6 and 7 in the harmonic minor scale. You will hear scale degrees 5, 6, 7, 1 in the harmonic minor scale. Listen for the awkward interval between scale degrees 6 and 7, which are the second and third notes. That is fixed in the melodic minor by raising scale degree 6, which sounds like this. Now, hear a full progression using the melodic minor scale, which avoids the awkward sounding melodic interval, but retains the pull in harmony to the final chord. Let's take a look at some minor scales in music. We're going to look at the Bach toccata in D minor. Let's review what notes are in the D harmonic minor scale. That's C sharp and B flat. In the melodic minor scale, we'll have C sharp and B natural. And the natural minor scale has C natural and B flat. We're going to listen and follow along with the music, and the various scales will be pointed out in color coding.